Nicole Scott here for Mobile Geeks, and today I'm going to be going hands-on with the HTC 10 EVO. Now this is different from the HTC 10 because it has a 5.5-inch Quad HD display. Now the color vibrancy looks really good, the viewing angles are nice, and this is an LCD 3 display. And when you turn it around, you're going to see those great chamfered edges that we also see on the Pixel and are very now classically HTC. Now this is an all-metal design, and you can see at the top and the bottom we do have those thick antenna lines. To be honest though, I did pick the silver to do this hands-on because it shows off the chamfered edges the most, and actually it's my least favorite. The gunmetal version in black does look significantly better, but I just kind of thought let's show off the one that shows off the edges. So now this also does come in a gold color if you were wondering. So the camera on the back has also seen an upgrade to 16 megapixels, and that does come with OIS as well as phase detection autofocus. And while we're looking at the back, we have a 3,200 milliampere battery under there. Now, one of the things you'll notice about the back is that the flash is about 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters away from the actual lens. At first, when I looked at it, I kind of thought this was in a bit of a strange position. But to be honest with you, I do like the fact that this flash is so far away from the lens. If you've been familiar with some other smartphones, sometimes when the flash goes off, it's too close to the lens and you get this kind of bright washout. So you can see here we have the antenna lines that do kind of extend to the top as well. So as we take a walk around the system, you can see that we have the single volume rocker here, and then that's the power button, and it has a really nice texturized grip. Now this kind of tactile feeling of the power button is something that has become classically HTC. And here on the bottom, you'll see that there is a USB Type-C port as well as a speaker. Now this still does come with boom sound, even though we don't have those crazy grills. So the one thing that you should be noticing as I near the end of this walk around the smartphone is that there is no headphone jack. So this is going to be very Apple inspired. It's something that I'm not a huge fan of because it's annoying to give up charging and listening to your phone at the same time. Now on the side there, you can see that we have dual SIM support, and this phone actually does offer micro SD card support up to 2 terabytes. So what I'm thinking is happening is one of these SIM card slots will turn into a micro SD card slot. On the front here, we have an 8 megapixel selfie cam. The phone thickness is 8.09 millimeters. And it does weigh in at 174 grams, so it is on the heavier side. But what we are getting is the all-metal smartphone that is waterproof. So now if we take a look at the UI, we have Android 7.0 and a classic HTC Sense skin. And if you're used to HTC products, you'll be right at home using this version of Sense. Also here on the chin, we do have a fingerprint sensor as well as capacitive hardware buttons that do light up. Now I do think that this bezel is a little bit large. I think the chin is a little bit long and the side bezel is fine, but it is feeling a little bit thick. One of the things that I do like is that black space between the screen and the side bezel has gotten significantly smaller. So now let's start with the camera. This definitely isn't a camera review, but I just wanted to take a few snaps around the restaurant to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be getting. So there's the 8 megapixel selfie cam. And I have to say that I did feel like the photos were lacking a little bit of detail. These aren't the best lighting conditions, but you don't always have the best lighting conditions for selfies. So here's a plate of food. I took it really fast. The detail's okay. It's not exceptional, but it's fine. So those look really good. Everything that's well lit by the window. So in the bathroom at Trois, they have these fish swimming around. So taking photos of fish is quite difficult. They move quite quickly, and these fish are actually white on a black background. But phase detection, autofocus, and OIS should help kind of snap these fish really quickly in order to get a good amount of detail. Now, I probably took about 10 shots, and some of these are okay. But the fish being white, they were a little bit overexposed, and they were lacking a bit of detail. Very difficult test that, well, I'd have to say maybe another flagship may have succeeded. Now, because HTC did manufacture the Pixel in low light, I was really hoping that this phone would deliver the same like drop-dead out-of-the-park performance. So now that was just a quick hands-on with the HTC 10 EVO. To go over a couple of specs, which I didn't touch on in the beginning, we're running a Snapdragon 810 processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM, options for I think 32 and 64 gigabytes depending on your geography. So this is basically a 5.5-inch upgrade to a phablet for HTC. The all-metal design does feel like a tank. So if you are in the market for a durable phone with a half-decent camera and really good performance, this is going to be worthwhile to check out. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to our channel, why don't you do that now and like this video so you make my day. I'm your host, Nicole Scott for Mobile Geeks.
What?